Welcome back to Face Off. Moving to the NHL now. Huge home-and-home series this week. 2 games between the Flyers and Devils. Who needs these 2 games more, guys?
Clearly, I have to say it's the Flyers. I understand the Devils are without Marty Brodeur right now and that they're pretty much a pretty beaten team without Marty Brodeur. I think it's the Flyers, though. You just had a really bad week, or a really bad stretch. Blew a 4-1 lead to the Penguins, which I'm still angry about. Shut up, Vin. But no, the Flyers need it more if they really want to try to climb their way back into the playoff position. I mean, Winnipeg and both New York teams are ahead of them right now. If they take this 1-1 home series, I think they'll hopefully be able to make a push as they try to climb their way back up the top of the Eastern Conference.
I absolutely agree with the Flyers. The Flyers are out of playoff positioning right now. They've played the most games in the league, so other teams have games in hand on them that are ahead of them. They have to build. You're right. They have to start building momentum. They had a terrible week. They lost. They blew the 4-1 lead to Pittsburgh, lost 5-4, responded to that by getting shut out by Boston. They managed to sneak out a win on Sunday against Buffalo, so that's why they need to win these games, is to build off of that. They need to get some points back, and the Devils are still in a playoff spot. Even though they've been struggling of late, they're still in 7th place, and they've, like I said, they've played less games.
And once more,
I'm gonna say the Devils, and I'm really not being biased. It's that the Flyers have been pretty bad all year. Like, come on. I mean, they made a desperate trade for Gagne, of all players, just for what? Veteran leadership in the locker room. You know you're a young team. I don't want to say you expected it to be this bad, but, I mean, the Devils were in the Cup last year, and they started off the season as good as any team after the Blackhawks, and Marty's also out. You need to get Hedberg going somehow, and what better than to do it against the Flyers? Marty was skating this morning, I think they were saying. I mean, if you're the Devils, I think it's more important for them because they've lost like 6 of like their last 8 or something. Come on, it's got to be the Devils because they're a team that in my mind they're fighting for more because they lost the hold on the division clearly, and here come the freaking Rangers, man.
Anyway, we're a little past the first half of the year. Who has impressed you the most? For me, it's no question it's Chicago Blackhawks.
I understand why you want to go Blackhawks, but just to be different, I'm going to say the Ducks because we expected the Blackhawks to be good, not this good. But it is a shortened season. Some teams are more tired than others. And the Blackhawks, again, they shouldn't be this good. I get that. But they won a lot of close games, and they have really good players. To me, it's the Ducks because that was the team that we expected nothing out of. And other than they could have better goalie play, I think their defense kind of helps out their goalie. I know that's how it is in like every sport, but their goalie can't carry them. I'm just more surprised by like their offense. I didn't see the Ducks coming.
Well, I mean, yeah, the Blackhawks I were expecting to be good. I agree with Vin as well. Probably the team that's impressed me so far has been the Montreal Canadiens. From last in the Eastern Conference.
That's a surprise, yeah.
From last in the Eastern Conference to now first in the Eastern Conference, second best team in the league. Or I'm sorry, third best. But they've played a lot better, they're finally getting their groove together. And I definitely think they could ride some momentum and maybe even make a good cup run.
As good as the Blackhawks have been, mark my words, they won't even make the Western Conference Final.
Really?
So why be impressed with them?
I'm
just counting so far.
You said the first half. We're talking about the first half of the season.
Don't say welcome.
World Baseball Classic now.
The World Baseball Classic.
Little fighting.
What?
Yeah, what's that? Little fighting. Mexico, Canada. Getting a little bit of a brawl.
Saw it live.
You thought, yeah?
Yeah, I was watching World Baseball Classic. There was nothing else to do.
You're one of about 3 people.
I was doing homework. Well, of course the fight would involve Canadians.
Whoa,
But,
Canadians are the nuts.
Canadians don't fight.
Canadians.
Yeah.
The hockey. I'm talking about this the hockey thing.
Whatever.
So, no, I mean, I thought it was good publicity. I thought it was entertaining. The pitching coach for Canada got a water bottle thrown in his face from a Mexican fan.
And then one of the players threw it back.
Yeah.
And yeah, there were no suspensions out.
I think it was just good for publicity. I think people tuned into it. I think people started reading up on it. The one good thing from whether you think it's like legitimate or not, maybe hopefully this showed that these guys do care.
Exactly. That's what it's got to be good for it because it actually shows that the players actually do care about this.
And this was a brawl. It wasn't a fight.
Yeah, this is a brawl. And 2 Phillies prospects right in the middle of that. Well, not
Shocker.
not a prospect.
Again,
Pete
Canadians
Orr,
and Philadelphia.
Tyson Gillies.
What? Come on.
Pete Orr and Tyson Gillies right in the middle of it. Anyway, but yeah, it's got to be good because, like you said, it shows that the players actually do care about playing in this and representing their country.
I disagree. The World Baseball Classic already doesn't get any attention as it is. I really don't think it helps with this. I think in a kind of way, just looking at it, it's a little bit of a funny joke watching Canada and Mexico just brawl it out. in the World Baseball Classic. I kind of sounds to me like a really funny joke you hear on like 9gag or something, but
Or like the Onion.
but or like another Onion article. But I don't know. I really don't think it really helped the World Baseball Classic in any way. I mean, I guess you're right. It does show that the players do care. I just really think when the fans would see it, to me, it just sounds like a really bad joke.
Oh well. Moving to college basketball, championship week goes on. Selection Sunday coming up. Bubble teams. Who you got in?
Bubble
Who you got
teams.
out?
All right, well, for my bubble teams, my last 4 in, I'm going with the 2 Big Ten teams in Minnesota, Illinois. Really impressive schedule. They've had a good strength of schedule this year as well. I have Tennessee for the simple fact that they've beaten some pretty top caliber teams, including Kentucky, and they've also beat Florida and Wichita State. So Tennessee has actually made pretty impressive in a tough SEC competition. What?
Kentucky's not a top caliber team this year.
They're on the bubble.
Other than the name.
Who's out?
Other
Who's
than the
out?
name.
All right,
Who's
who I
out?
got out? First, I got out Oregon simply for the fact that they've played no one and they haven't beat a top 50 team. Kentucky, I got out because they just don't have enough to get in. Virginia, I have out. Despite some good wins, they've had just some really bad losses, and they really don't deserve to be in there. And Iowa State, because they're Iowa State.
I'm going to go 2 Philly schools. Temple, Villanova are in. Temple's locked it up by beating VCU on Sunday. Great win for them. Villanova get in too. St. Mary's, even though they got trashed by Gonzaga in the conference tournament.
Come on, they're in?
Half of their
easily
losses
out.
are to the same team, the number 1 team in the nation. Half their losses are to the top-ranked team in the nation. How can you blame them for
Who's
that?
out?
Anyway, they're in. I'll save my last in a moment. LaSalle, unfortunately, is going to be out. Oklahoma, Oregon, Ole Miss out of the SEC because their spot's going to be taken by Kentucky, who will get into a play-in game because the committee is in bed with John Calipari.
They're in bed with John Calipari, but it's not going to happen. Fine. I'll go with my out. I'll say Kentucky's out. I'll say Maryland's out because their conference record's awful. Illinois out. I'm sorry. I just don't. They just do nothing for me.
Illinois?
They don't. No, they don't. And then Tennessee is out. Ole Miss is in.
No,
okay.
because
23
because
wins.
they beat 23 wins.
And they beat. All right.
They haven't beaten
If you're going on
anyone.
beating big, all right.
They haven't
If he gets
beat
St.
any-
Mary's because they played Zaga,
I don't think St. Mary should be in there
Ole
either.
Miss beat Missouri. And granted, it's their only big win. That's fine. I think Ole Miss deserves it. I think it'll be nice to have someone new in there. I got Nova going in. I'm not even talking about Temple because I'm worried that they're just going to get screwed. So I don't even want to touch
Well,
it.
even if they get in, they're going to lose in the first round anyway. Because
Yeah.
Dunphy doesn't win.
Minnesota clearly because of the schedule. No team has earned it more, bubble team wise. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to say Virginia. Again, scrappy team, tough team, exciting. They're the team that can make an upset, and it's for excitement. And I think Virginia, that's my just going out on a whim and just saying, hey, you know what? Virginia. And they beat Duke.
As we go to break, though, would you be shocked if Kentucky got in?
No.
Honestly,
Yeah,
would
because
you be
they were
shocked?
bad.
No,
I would not be shocked.
I'd be shocked.
I actually agree.
No.
I wouldn't
For
be.
your reason, no. But based on just basketball, I'd be shocked if they got in.
Selection Sunday coming up. It's going to be fun. We'll step off to a break. We'll come back with trivia question of the week. Final thoughts, game ball up next.
Trivia question. Oh, crap.